Mirage Casino, the air crackled with tension. As Vince, a sharp-eyed gambler with a knack for reading people, tossed his chips onto the velvet table, the dealer's hands moved like a magician's, slyly swapping the dice in a split second. But Vince caught the faint click of the switch, a sound no one else seemed to notice. His gut churned with suspicion. Without hesitation, he slid his remaining chips onto number 12, his face unreadable. The dice rolled, and the room held its breath. Number 12. The crowd erupted as Vince raked in a mountain of chips, the grand prize glittering under the casino's neon glow. In a bold move, he tossed 10,000 chips to a shifty-looking player nearby, a silent taunt to the house. Word of his win reached the casino's owner, a ruthless tycoon named Salazar, who dispatched his elite squad of card sharks to claw back the fortune. Vince, cool as ice, leaned back in his chair, savoring the game. He peeked at his cards, lifting just one corner, believing it shielded his hand from prying eyes. He didn't know was that Salazar's high-tech cameras, hidden in the chandeliers, had already captured his ace of spades. The dealer, smirking, slid a rigged deck into play, stacked with cards to crush Vince's hand. Vince was no ordinary player. As the dealer revealed the cards, Vince slammed down 2 8s with a grin. He'd spotted the camera's glint early on and wedged a toothpick between his cards, throwing off the casino's tech. He gasped as Vince's sleight of hand netted him an even bigger haul. Salazar, watching from his private balcony, seethed with rage. Enter One Eye, Salazar's undefeated enforcer, a grizzled gambler with a cybernetic eye that could read cards through a steel wall. Unfazed, called in his partner, Jack, a mysterious figure with a supernatural edge. As the next round began, Jack's piercing gaze locked onto the dice, seeing their numbers shift before they even settled. And whispered, "It's no use. There's a machine under the dealer's foot, rigged to flip the numbers." Jack's eyes narrowed. With a subtle flex of his strange power, he sent a surge through the floor, short-circuiting the machine. Collapsing in a shower of sparks as Jack shoved 10 million in chips onto low. One Eye, sensing a rival, unleashed his own telekinetic tricks, trying to manipulate the dice mid-roll. Instantly, flipping the numbers back, the two locked into a silent, psychic duel, their powers clashing so fiercely the dice spun like a tornado inside the cup. Mesmerized, as the cup vibrated violently, Jack, realizing it might shatter and expose their powers, unleashed his signature move, the Iron Skull Slam. Head into the table, splintering the dice into dust. The room fell silent. Salazar himself stormed forward, his voice like gravel. "This game's a draw. You're all cheating. One final hand, 2 on 2, no tricks." He glanced and nodded. The final showdown pitted Jack against One Eye and Vince against Salazar. As the cards were dealt, One Eye's cybernetic eye whirred, scanning for an edge, but Vince, ever the fox, cupped his cards tightly, blocking the sensor. Revealed a measly 2 of clubs. Salazar, confident, flipped his cards, only to see Jack's grinning. A royal flush. The crowd roared. Vince smirked, realizing the truth. Casinos aren't beaten with tricks or powers, but with raw cunning. Their winnings, leaving the midnight mirage shuttered and Salazar broke. As they vanished into the night, chips clinking in their pockets, the casino's neon sign flickered out for good. So, tell me, have you ever played a game where the stakes felt this high?